never quit, we always keep on going. Quitters never win, but we're always growing. Hey there, big cat, let's chase the highest vibration. Together we'll create a new world, a brand new nation.
Namaste! Grand Rising, Big Cat. Welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or messages. Come in, come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. May your comings and goings be forever covered by the grace of the Most High. When in doubt, go within. Are you fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely? I'm sure you are, darling dears. One way or the other. Let's dive right in and unpack. We have the energy of an 8, darling dears. It's been coming up a lot in the readings. The energy of the 8, darling dears, it speaks about power as well as manifestation. It's the 8th house, the house of karma, as well as debt, darling dears. Debt, whether you've got to pay it out or it's coming towards you. It's about, the energy of the 8 is about you going big or going home, darling dears. It's a time for you to be bold. It's about you having gone through a period where you've been challenged as well as tested, but it's telling you that blessings are on their way. Okay. The energy of the 2 speaks about travel. Any form of business travel, as well as travel just for travel and business travel will be going very well. Any signing of contracts, darling dears, this is going to be an extremely fortunate time for you, in the form of unexpected good news, compliments, gifts. It's also about you being in a more uplifted kind of mind, darling dears. This is you broadening your horizons. Okay, some of you are also getting into the meditation of it all, darling dears, being at one with yourself. But definitely positive for any form of business partnerships, the signing of contracts, darling dears, as well as the traveling for the contracts or for pleasure, darling dears. Everything is going to be going fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. The energy of the 6, darling dears, speaks about cooperation. So somebody could be going for some kind of augmentation, whether it's cosmetic, or it could also be something more life threatening, darling dears. If you are, don't go on a full-on new moon. Why? Because of the ebbing and flowing, darling dears. The ebbing and flowing. I'm not a GP, but listen, I know what I'm talking about. But anyway, let's carry on. It's also somebody may be calling in your services to be of assistance for some kind of a visit, whether it's for a doctor or medical appointment at the hospital. So you're going to be in a caregiving situation, darling dears. The energy of the 2 speaks about your 2nd house, so it's about your possessions. This is about money, something coming towards you. How you make your money, darling dears. You could also be a government employee. It also speaks about your self-worth, darling dears. Most definitely telling me something about the past that's gone on in the past. The energy of the 2nd house, it also speaks about because it's Venus energy, darling dear, so it's about beauty, it's about art, your hidden talents that you're going to be putting out there, darling dears. It's about raising your self-esteem, okay, as well as raising your Skrilla.com. That's money, darling dears. Okay, let's move on. The energy of the 2 and 6, darling dears, it tells me again You're going to have a very fabulous, gorgeous and lovely time as far as business, whether it's meeting, it could be you going for an interview, everything going in your favor, darling dears. But with the energy of the 8, it also says that you are about to be blamed for something. So somebody's being blamed, shifting and mean, darling dears. Okay, you have a 2 on top. Again, it's about the travel, the double 2 itself. This is the energy of a 4, darling dears. The 4 is telling me that you are a builder, darling dears. You're going to be seeking a new level of wealth and prosperity coming towards you, but it's about you being grounded and continuing to be focused on your end game, whatever that is. It speaks, the energy of the 4 is about your home, it's about your finances, it brings in things like your physical body. It's about somebody also investing in themselves or in a business or in some real estate, okay? You also have the energy of the 1. The 1 is about you making a major decision. Do not, I repeat, do not make this major decision until after the next new moon. And that will be on the 3rd of September in Virgo, darling dears. I'm about to put that reading out, okay? But anyway, don't be making any decisions. Why? Certain things will become more clearer to you. The energy of the 8th house itself is about joint finances, darling dears. Money coming towards you. So you've got the 8 and the 2. So it's money, definitely money, darling dears. Money, possessions, okay? The 8th house is also for joint finances, people moving in together. It's the house, the marriage house. It's the house of rebirth. It's the house of your occult abilities, darling dears. Tapping in. Okay. We've also got you're letting go of something, darling dears. Putting down something that no longer serves you, okay? Some of this that you're letting go, there's a lot of emotions around you having to release this, but you know what, not everything can come with you, darling dears. Some things have to stay exactly where they are. You may be a life path 8, darling dears. The numbers of 8, 17 or 26. It also covers the letters H, Q and Z, or the number 8 is going to be prevalent in your life over the next few days. The number 8 is ruled by Capricorn, which is Saturn energy, darling dears, as well as Aquarius, and that is the letters P and F. It's about your responsibilities, limitations that have been put on your life, darling dears, but it's about you building a new structure, one that is based on ambition, so that you are tenacious after what you've been going after, darling dears. There's no stop, no chill, and no pause factor. It also speaks about you being the CEO of all you survey. You are the one in charge, darling dears. You could be the banker, somebody dealing with finances, darling dears, or finances are coming towards you, okay? The 8th house also speaks about your wounds. Something's wounded you, darling dears, but you're going to be paid in full for whatever was done to you. Remember I told you that it could be through a will, it could be through inheritance. The 8th house could also speak about the ending of your employment, darling dears, retirement, through taxes, yeah, some form of legacy, darling dears. But this is definitely going to create some kind of transformation in your life. Somebody's clairvoyant. Oh well, good, go for it, darling dears. It speaks about you also tapping into taboo subjects, whether it's divination, numerology, tarot, whatever, darling dears, but you are definitely tapping in spiritually, okay? All right, let's press on. Let's press on. The energy of the 8, darling dears, it always tells me that you are succeeding in some way, darling dears. You're using your wisdom, but it also speaks about your honor. Yeah, your ethics, darling dears. Your boundaries are definitely firmly in place. It speaks about restriction, so you are restricting some people from your life. Something to do with your skin, your bones, your teeth, your gallbladder, spleen, and your right ear. Be very careful around these areas, okay? Saturn takes 2.5 years to transit each zodiac sign, darling dears. So the energy of Saturn, something that's gone on in your life for the past 2.5 years, or it could be paving the way for the 2.5 years going forward. All right, let's press on. Let's press on. Okay. I'm going to go with the pink cards first. Thank you. Somebody is what? A mud hut dweller, darling dear. So someone you're leaving in the past or about to leave in the past, right? We've got what? Somebody who felt like a single parent within a marriage. We've just been talking about the 8th house, joint finances, darling dears, right? It's telling us to what? Pick a tarot card, darling dears. Okay, this is different. We'll get one that I'm going to use this deck, but it says to pick a different deck. Base of the deck, darling dears, we've got the Ace of Wands, and again, spiritually guided. This is telling me that you are passionate at this moment in time, feeling really inspired in your personal power. It speaks about the growth. It speaks about the spiritual journey that you've been on. For some, this speaks about the pregnancy, the birth of a child. Somebody may be pregnant at this moment in time. The Ace of Wands also speaks about a mutual attraction, someone coming into your life, darling. There's someone that you may be prepared to take a risk on, okay? But it also speaks about you being ready for action. The Wands also speaks about your work ethic moving forward. So we'll keep this tarot card. Okay, let's go to the other part of the deck. Thank you. You're telling someone to miss you with their bull swanky, darling dears. Okay. I had bad luck when I was with you. Okay, so you had was it a turn for the worst? For your finances, your mental health, everything went downhill with whom you're leaving behind, darling dears. Yeah, they're jealous of the comeback that you've made, darling dears. Maybe you was left in a bad way financially, darling dears. Maybe you, I don't know, whatever job you was doing, it wasn't really covering the bills. Well, guess what? Listen, it's always your your latter days, darling dears. Your latter days. Don't worry about where you was, darling dears. They're looking at where you're going, and they're not happy with what you've attained for yourself, right? Yeah, you made a head over heart decision, darling dears, to leave the mud hut dwellers behind. Okay, you felt like a single parent in a marriage, and the card is telling you to what? Get gone, be spiritually guided, use all of your intuitions, darling dears. You're moving towards a new beginning that's going to have a lot of good news associated with it. All right, let's get your overall card. Let's listen. Someone's being told to F off in a roundabout kind of a way. Miss me with your bull swanky, darling dears. Fresh is naive, shining in the sunlight, eh? Yeah, stargazing, darling dears. And this is also what? You watching the moon. And again, the new moon is coming. The energy of the dark moon, darling dears, is the new moon coming towards you. It's telling me that it's going to be a clean slate. You'll be able to gather your thoughts and plan correctly. And again, this is a reminder for you to wait until after the next new moon before you make a decision. Okay? When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation, darling dears. Yeah, the moon energy is Cancer energy, darling dears. Okay, that's representative of the chariot in tarot, so the warrior within you. Okay, it also speaks about a lot of bad energy being around you. There was a lot of deception, darling dears. The fakeazoid friends. OMG, fake friends. When you tell a fake friend your business, darling dears, it's like you're trying to explain malaria to a mosquito, right? Yeah. I think that's going to be the name of the read, darling dears. These fake frenemies. Yeah, shepherds of the devil, darling dears. Yeah, there was cheating. It also speaks about your intuition and your discernment, darling dears. Well, it's your time to be more in the know of what's going on, being aware. This also speaks into you being an empath, darling dears, picking up on other people's emotions around you. Well, it goes with the moon energy, darling dears. You was on a self-destructive path when you was in that situation. Definitely something to do with children and childbirth. Maybe you are a mother from that situation or a father. Okay. At this moment in time, you're feeling a little bit of restlessness, but the moon is about the maiden, the mother, and the crone. So definitely a cycle that you've been going through. Okay. Okay. Carrying on, darling dears, carrying on. The moon is what? As I said, it's warrior energy, but it's also representative of Pisces energy, Neptune energy, the 12th house of hidden enemies. And it's also things that are kept secret. People keeping secrets from you. Family secrets for some, darling dears. Maybe keeping the secret of the behavior that of the person that you got involved with. Told you there was a shepherd of the devil. Base of the deck, darling dears. More moon energy, and again tapping in. You are highly intuitive, darling dears. Energy of the 8th house as you go through a level of rebirth on your spiritual journey. Okay, even Stevens, this jumped right up. Yeah, you're blocking someone. It's a full-on block party, darling dears. It's about protecting your energies. Again, one's energy. This is spiritual protection, darling dears, at this stage of the game. Nothing more than you deserve. Look. Yeah, you're focused on your bag at this moment in time. You was left in a downtrodden kind of a way. The Pentacles could represent a vehicle. You didn't have a car. You didn't have a ride, darling dears. And you was what? You didn't have a pot to pee in or one to put out the window, darling dears. It was very bad where you was. It speaks about your mental health not being on the up and up. Again, Mercury energy, and it's around the Taurus. You was broke. Broken. It was a joke in that situation. But on the other hand, darling dears, you're about to be recognized for something that you do. Yes, in a big way. People, it's groups of people, darling dears, being seen for what you do. Remember, I told you that. The Three of Pentacles speaks of the new opportunities that are coming towards you. You're making everything look easy, darling dears, with the least amount of effort. I love it. I don't hate it. Law number 8 of the 48 laws of power. Making things come to you, as well as law number 9. You're winning through your actions and not through your words, darling dears. This is about being diligent, working hard on something. Okay. Tell us more. We are interested. Yeah. Palace of Wands. This house was never a home, darling dears. There was cheating, there was skullduggerous behavior. I also see some STD up in there, and not just something to do, darling dears. The itchy and scratchy in the pantaloon. Good golly and gosh. Bonfire for that. Yeah, somebody was breadcrumbing you in a situation, darling dears. But notice on this card, it's the moon as well as Taurus. Again, your finances, but it's in the reverse, and he's holding a Libra energy. It was a one-to-one relationship. This person was your biggest enemy, darling dears. Yeah, they're not liking the comeback that you're making. They don't like it. They don't. Oh, well. Oh, well. This is Rich White Lady season. Look, Lovers and the Emperor, darling dears. It's possibly a male or female. Let me tell you something. This person was a straight up narc. They was how can I put it? They tried to make it seem like they was the prize in the situation, darling dears. Before you met this person, you was making the right contracts, making right choices for yourself. Gemini energy, 3rd house. You could have met this person on a holiday, darling dears. I'm telling you, it's all here. Or they was holidaying where you was. Okay? This person was never your friend, darling. Look! They know they can't come back. They know this to their core. Good golly and gosh. Yeah, this person is living in the past, darling dears. Running down memory lane. You remember that dark path where they couldn't even trust their own shadow after dark? Yes, baby. They're on it. Memories of the past, darling dears. Well, guess what? This house has definitely fallen down. Just like London Bridge, darling dears. It came right down. Yeah, and they're getting some form of judgment. Somebody wants to come back, but they know that they're blocked from coming back. And this is spiritual. Remember, I told you that. The Ace of Wands came out. Remember, we discussed this before, darling dears. Somebody's having buyer's remorse where they went. Yeah, we've got the 4 of Pentacles on the Wands, darling dears. So you're gaining some level of stability. You may have got a new home, a new apartment or flat, as we call it in the UK. This is also the acquiring of some kind of a business, darling dears, or making a business move. I told you, contracts are being bandied around at this moment in time. Yes, it was. You didn't leave anything worth taking with you, darling dears. This was meant to be gone. This is full on what? Tree sloth. Yeah. You was living at 911 Freddy Krueger Avenue, 2 streets over from the loser lane in the district of the Dam, darling dears. And you wasn't thinking clearly. Nope. Nope. Yeah. You wasn't thinking clearly, and you gave a lot to that situation. Finances, darling dears. You financed a situation, could be a long-term situation, same sex, marriage, whatever, darling dears. You financed the situation. You was what? Trying to explain malaria to mosquito, darling dears. You was in the middle of the web, and you was not, I repeat, the webmaster. Yeah, look what I said. You weren't doing very well. Your mental health wasn't good. Yeah, something to do with your skin, darling dears. Saturn energy. Let's go right back into Saturn energy. That's your skin, your teeth, your bones, your gallbladder, your spleen, your whole muscle structure, darling dears. Something going on there, right? Reoccurring rashes. Notice the bumps, darling dears. Yeah, he was looking like a patchwork quilt around this person. Look, it was just in the upright. This wasn't meant to last, darling dears. And what? We've got the 5 and the 3, and it goes to the number of the 8, darling dears. The number of the 8, something that you was meant to what? Pass over, but you didn't. You didn't. Split the deck. Yeah, look, they want to come back, but they are being spiritually blocked from contacting you at this moment in time. Yeah, this person put you in competition with everyone. Jesus, you don't even know who to look out for. Whether it's another man, another woman. Listen, you was in competition with everyone, and their mouth, there was a merchant of slander, straight from the crevice of the devil's balls. Yeah, of course they want to come back. Of course. Yeah, this High Commander Decepticon, darling dears. A full-on Decepticon. Yeah, there was no happy days around this person. You didn't even see the light at the end of your tunnel. This is the Big Cat Sun energy, Leo energy on its forehead, darling dears. On its forehead. No light at the ending of this tunnel at all. Anything you wanted for yourself, you was always delaying whatever that gratification was, darling dears, putting this person or people first. You may have children involved in the situation. And in the upright on the original Rider-Waite deck, you see the brick wall behind you. But in this case, it's in front of you, darling dears. You couldn't see the wood for the trees. You believed what they was telling you. Well, guess what? The devil is no longer welcome. Again, Capricorn energy, something to do with your career, darling dears. Whatever your comeback you're doing, darling dears. I told you. They're not liking it. They don't love it. They don't love it. They don't love what you got going on. Right? And remember, you was a single parent in that marriage. That friendship, that same sex, that husband and wife, whatever it was. That husband, if you've divorced them or in the process of divorcing them, they're a husband. And when they after about 6 months, they become a Y band. Why? Yeah. Tell me something more about this situation. Not liking what you've got going on. Yeah, because you are in full-on manifestation mode. Again, Magician energy, Gemini energy moving forward. This could be you doing something on the television, something over the phone. It also speaks about some form of communication coming towards you quickly, darling dears. We've got the Ace of Swords. Oh, sorry. No, the 5 of Swords, excusez-moi, civil play in the reverse. Magician is also air energy. So you've got some form of communication coming towards you, darling dears. This communication is going to be different to what you normally get. Okay? Yeah, listen, you're going to be very interested. The Page, this could also represent the lurking lurkers, the mouth breathers, darling dears. The ones that are living at 911 Freddy Krueger Avenue, watching your every move. Yeah, they can't put you in competition with no one, darling dears. You are head and shoulders above whatever they try to take you through again, or would like to take you through. Yeah. This is about you restoring a new level of harmony in your life, moving towards success, darling dears. Yeah. For every problem you dealt with in this situation, darling dears, Divine is about to give you the cure. Remember, I told you that, spiritually guided. Again, this is like the Hermit, but this is the Hermit holding the It looks like a sun to me. Does it look like a new moon? It does to me, darling dears. And again, the new moon. Beware of the new moon coming, darling dears. Don't make a decision until after then, whether it's a business, whatever. Give yourself some breathing space. Give yourself time to reread contracts to make sure that it's a true fit, even though you're going to be fortunate. Oh, look, I told you. When we see the Ace of Wands, darling dears, it tells me that you're making an assessment of how far you've come in a situation. You're looking at the potential power that you command. You're realizing that you are the whole power grid, darling dears. When people are around you, their luck goes up. But when you take back what is rightfully yours, darling dears, everything that they was meant to get, they're getting it in spades. That's, of course they want to come back. Why wouldn't they? You're the best thing they ever had. Remember, I told you that. Again, manifestation mode, definitely some form of short travel. Yeah, short distance travel. Yeah. Something about discovering a new truth about yourself. This is you once and for all turning your back on toxicity. You moving away from a con person, darling dears. Yeah, lots of depression, stressful nights. I can just imagine your skin was all funny, your face was all funny. Yeah, and you couldn't sleep at night. And not only that, they're still trying to get on top of you. Lord have mercy, you was under a lot of pressure. Look at all of these swords surrounding the Magician and the Ace of Wands. You got out of there in a nick of time. Look at this. Yeah, no going back, darling dears. They know they're blocked. They know they're blocked, right? They know they're blocked. They're blocked. You are the Queen of Pentacles, darling dears. Everything going forward, this is you looking back on where you've come, darling dears. You need to take assessment. When we see the Queen of Pentacles, it speaks about your material aspects of life, your career, your finance, your business, your possessions. Everything is on the up and up. The Eight of Pentacles, darling dears, this is success. You've mastered some kind of a craft. It took you a while, because with Pentacles you have to do the due diligence, because as an earth sign you may be an earth energy, sun, moon or rising, darling dears, but as an earth sign you make sure that you know whatever it is that you are into, darling dears, inside out. You'll be able to, put it this way, in order to be an expert in your field, you should be able to explain what you do to a 5-year-old and they will understand you. That's when you know you've done it right, darling dears. Trust and believe. But you are well and truly what? Into your self-worth, darling dears. This is about being in your bag, moving forward, moving towards success. Success that you don't even see coming towards you, and them don't like it. Them don't like it. They don't like it. Well, then better learn to love it. Yeah, let's get another deck. Okay. What else? Look, it says, I am not available. Didn't I say they were blockety block? You and I were too young. Well, someone was. One of the people in this relationship was too young, darling dears. And look at this lying liar. Didn't I tell you they reside in the crevice of the devil's balls, darling dears? Yes. They regret lying to you. Well, guess what? Regret is not remorse. It's the difference between Peter having a bad day, darling dears, and you just having a whole bad life, a whole bad everything. The effing liar, skin peeling liar. I want to be more than friends. Of course they do. Didn't I just tell you that? Of course they do, right? They want to be more than friends. Okay. Why are these cards all twisted around? Let's get back into it. Is all the cards the right way? Yeah. They want to be more than friends. More than friends? What do you mean? Are they into necrophilia? Are they? Are they going to raise the dead, darling dears? Because that's the only way I see you giving up any form of what? There'll be no what? Kidnapping of the pum pum or the fun or the futum, darling dears. No kidnapping. They want to come and shoplift around your house? How are they going to do it, darling dears? Right? Yeah. They're looking at what they did, darling dears. The Three of Cups could speak about gossip. It could speak about other people. Yes, this is the Five of Cups. But they didn't know. that your get back game, your get up game, fall down 7 times, get up 8, darling dears, would be off the chizayin. This person thought they would always have the have your psychological password, darling dears, forever be a tampon string in your life. Well, guess what? They are a soft-eyed, dull one, darling dears, a simpleton. Call your security. Call him. Yeah, call him. Call him. Yeah, call your security and get these marauders away from you. What do you mean? Yeah. Yeah, they want to come back. Somebody wants to come back around you. Somebody wants to come back around you. The Knight of Cups is wherever they lay their hat, darling dears. The Knight of Cups can be a chatty cat. This can be a dreamer, but it also speaks about someone offering to you, darling dears. With the Two of Cups being highlighted. Look. This is a new relationship. A new relationship, and one that you will be traveling for, darling dears, or something is traveling towards you. I already said the communication has been highlighted a lot, and this is good news on the way. When we see, listen, the page, if it's not your progeny, darling dears, we have 2 pages. You may have as much as 2 progenies involved in this situation at this moment in time. Whenever we see the Page of Wands, darling dears, this speaks about good news coming towards you, but it's also about an unexpected meeting, someone that you weren't expecting to happen across your path, darling dears. It speaks about passion. Yeah, it also speaks about, this could be a student, or they teach, darling dears. Yes, all of the above, darling dears. But it tells me that you're in deep thought about moving forward, darling dears. Yeah, sun energy, living your best life. This is you tapping into some kind of talent or hobby, darling dears. Something that you've been working on for some time. Yeah. Of course they want to come back, darling dears. But you with your head boundaries, you doing the work, darling dears. Going through the DNS, the dark night of the soul. Utilizing that time as a keyboard gangster. You learned a lot of things, darling dears. Split the deck, and going back is not one of them. Nope, this is definitely over. It's a done dollar. If it's on the floor, it's coming through the door. If I can reach it without taking the whole table off the table. Got it. Yeah. Ace of Wands, darling dears. You understand what type of person you was dealing with. Yeah. Ace of Swords also speaks about you utilizing your logic in every situation as far as this person is concerned. The Ace of Swords also says that you've been into some form of learning, which I already expressed. And again, it's telling you that communication is coming towards you, darling dears. Communication, base of the deck. Yeah. From someone who's going for a hard time, darling dears. Maybe the money ain't moneying. They want to come and lay a burden on you, darling dears. They want to drop something hot on you, darling dears. You better not sign up. Ooh. Oi. You better not sign up for that shit. No. But then again, you've got free will, darling dears. You can choose exactly what you want, right? You can go back to the blown out and run through, darling dears. Or you can choose to live a new life. Use the energy of the Ace of Swords in the upright. This is you stepping outside of your body and looking at it as a whole. Look at the big picture. Divine has gifted you with the 8, darling dears. Money. You have the energy of the 2. It's from your own talent. Something from within you, darling dears. It's as though you are being given a chance of what? Passing a final examination, darling dears, or being a cheater and cheating and still failing when you had the opportunity to pass the right way. You've got free will. Choose exactly what you want. But me personally, I'm a wise man, and when it's these extenuating circumstances, darling dears, the circumstances that had you running like Tinky Winky, the circumstances that you was in, especially if you had progeny and you had no one to help you, why would you want to go back? They only regret lying to you because you know exactly who you are. You're dealing with the devil's most diligent worker. The toenail of the devil. Yeah, his toenail. another deck. Let's go somewhere else. Let's get another deck. We're gonna go with this one. What's this? Here it is. What's on the base of your deck? You better be the chaser, darling dears. You better, you listen, you better say, my Nikes, may they never fail me, darling dears. Keep going, keep going. Yeah. It looks like chase after your dreams, darling dears. Chase after your wants, what you want to come into your life. Yes, this person will always chase you. Why? Because you are the one that got away. Are you forgetting you was the single parent in the marriage? Are you forgetting that they're a mud hut dweller? Are you forgetting they're jealous of what you've achieved by the sweat of your proverbial balls? You had to be like a devout monk on a fast of patience. How many times did you have to bite your tongue and just keep it pushing with whatever you had? Well, now you're about to be paid in kind. You're not available, blood. You live in the Bermuda Triangle. That's straight up what? Point A and point B, guys. Point A and point B, which is straight up what? Dummy back territory. Law number 10 of the 48 laws of power. Avoid the unlucky and the unhappy, blood. Remember, some people you see going through a hard time, you will be interrupting their karma. When you was on your, I know, you're going to say, oh, yes, you can help other people, darling dears, but that comes with discernment. You will know who to help. But when you was at your darkest hour, whom was you able to call on? I'll wait. I told you. And in your darkest hour, the people that you had around you, I told you, it was like you was trying to discuss malaria with mosquitoes. What's this? Right? You healed your heart, darling dears. Why would you want to go backwards? Ever forwards. You got all new opportunities ahead of you, darling dears. New beginnings. There's some kind of an urgency around this information that's coming towards you. You healed yourself from a broken heart. You're free from the toxic and the toxicity of it all, right? A relationship or an addiction, darling dears. Yeah, because you was dealing with a straight up knock. I just told you, bestie. This person was missing what? A certificate from a psychiatrist, a psychologist, right? And most definitely they had no certificate from an exorcist to let you know really what's going on. Yeah. Of course they like you, darling dears. You was the best they ever had. Ace of the deck. Yes, it could have been a marriage, darling dears. And with the seduction, you got into the situation too quick because you was dealing with a straight up snake. Straight out of slithering from the crevice of the devil's balls. I just told you. You had to become an armchair gangster to get up from whatever you was under, darling dears. This person took you to your stress threshold. They had no regard for your edges, blood. Your hairline. They gave you a full-on reverse friar tuck. Why would you want to go back? Just like Medea, what's that like? Is it Medea? That said, I'd rather be on my own with a puppy and a goldfish, darling dears, rather than live with someone whom is not for me. There are many women and men stuck in relationships because they've got no 401k, they've got no future plan, darling dears, or through finances, or they've gone there and they've made wrong decisions and they can't come out of it, darling dears. Never underestimate what you brought to the table, ever. Twin flame is in the upright, darling dears. I don't know, because this could also be old blowtorch. Yeah, now you're their twin flame, darling dears. You're the one they really want. They'll never get over you, darling dears. And it's also the 8th house. It could be bordering on what? The chloroform and duct tape. Watch your back, blood. Watch your back. Go and watch my Don't Get Smoked video. The one where I'm wearing a denim jumpsuit. Where I teach you self-defense and light kung fu, darling dears. I kid you not. What do you mean? Do I get another? I dare get another card. I'm going to dare. Let's finish with the deck we started with. Look. The last bang came quite off, darling dears. A cycle has been broken. In the name of the Most High, let it never be resurrected again. Lying, they was lying the whole time, darling dears. Everything was a lie. You met their representative. Opportunities coming towards you. Queen of Swords is someone who's been through a very difficult time, but you have your wits about you, darling dears. You can't be tricked again. Yes, you have a soft side, as depicted with the butterflies, darling dears. Yeah, you'll listen, but you know what? You're about the bag, darling dears. Whenever we see the Queen of Swords, darling dears, you're highly intelligent. It also speaks about an intelligent relationship coming towards you, someone that is on your level. You may even be divorced from the situation. Or, listen, as far as you're concerned, you're divorced, right? It talks about you being proud, darling dears, proud of what you have accomplished and the opportunities that are being opened for you. Yes, look, third party situation. Listen, it was a dick dealing mattress back if ever I saw one. Yeah. This person was for the streets, darling dears. They lied to you from the beginning. But you listen, there's nothing wrong with being naive to a situation, darling dears. We've all been through it. Everybody's been somebody's fool sometime, darling. Look, somebody's fool sometime. Yeah, you went through anxiety, always in a negative situation, darling dears. They took you to your breaking point. I told you your stress threshold, right? They did. Look, dig dealing mattress back. This is the in and out energy, darling dears. Here today and gone tomorrow. They could be the come on, case. Knight of Pentacles is fire and earth energy, darling dears. Yeah, but it's about you gathering together your emotions. Be more mature about the situation. If they're with someone else, darling dears, that's not a happy situation. Listen, nothing but bad luck and heartbreak is over there, so. And that money, as it comes in one hand, it goes right out the other. Karma is real, darling dears. What? This just flipped over. Listen, it went back to you, single and independent, darling dears. On the King of Cups, you're about to meet someone new. Yeah, someone is about to offer to you, and this is the apology they want to give you. They got the bloody cheek, the effrontery, right, to come and give you a quiet apology when they should be singing it from the rooftop, darling dears. Yes, getting something in neon out there. Yeah, so everyone can see. But you're already in your alignment, darling dears. You was able to find that 10th cup by yourself. Pisces energy, darling dears. And you're strong. This is the things that you've overcome. Again, big cat sun energy. And it's again something to do with your creativities, darling dears. You're about to put it out there. The sun is also stepping into fame. Yeah, going into the spotlight, darling dears. Something that you created, darling dears. Something you created. Okay. The sun energy is about your psychic abilities. It's about the stamina that you had to have, darling dears. And the sun also represents father energy, so it's something to do with, it could be the father in the family. It was something to do with the family. It's over, blood. The 8th house, darling dear. Yeah. It's over. It's finito. Money being paid to you, darling dears, in the form of child support, alimony. They were going to have to pay you through the nose, darling dears. And every time they make a payment to you, it's going to hit them right in their pocket. We already saw that shit for this sneaking bastardo. Yeah. You created all of this conflict and confusion in your life. They're getting it, mate. They might get it. When you met that person, you was naive to their ways. You was. I told you, it was like you trying to explain malaria to a mosquito. On that note, oh, did I finish it off? Did I or didn't I? I don't think I did. Is there something else I got to tell you? The energy of, on the low shoe grid, darling dears, the 8th house is representative of the northeast direction, darling dears. The news could be coming from there, or you're going towards there, darling dears. The energy of the 8th is about your wisdom. It's about your self-knowledge, this introspection that you've done, darling dears. And it's about you, what? Coming to a rest, having a rest after all the work that you've done, as you look back at what you achieved. Be proud of yourself, darling dears. You don't need to seek outside validation. You validate yourself. Just saw 444 on the counter, darling dears. The baddest of them all. You are being protected and your thoughts are being manifested by the Most High. You are on the right path. You are exactly where you need to be. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, my Patreon and my TikToks, where I also upload videos. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, 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 cat.